हेलो वेलकम टू माय चैनल एड्यूशुला। आज के इस वीडियो में हम देखेंगे MPSE 008 के इम्पॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस, जिसके बुक का नाम है स्टेट पॉलिटिक्स इन इंडिया फॉर जून 2022 सेशन। इससे पहले मैं एक बात बताना चाहती हूँ कि अगर आप M8002 के पेपर का प्रिपरेशन कर रहे हैं तो आप मुझसे जीमेल के थ्रू या मेरे इंस्टाग्राम डिस्क्रिप्शन में आपको लिंक मिल जाएगी, वहाँ से आप मुझे डीएम करके या ईमेल के थ्रू मुझसे कांटेक्ट करके M8002 के इम्पॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस विद आंसर्स के PDF वहाँ से आप ले सकते हैं। तो वीडियो को स्टार्ट करते हैं। MPSE 008 के इम्पॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस। डिस्कस द मार्क्सियन अप्रोच टू स्टडी स्टेट पॉलिटिक्स। Discuss the Marxist approach to state politics in India. Discuss the systematic framework to study the state politics in India. Discuss center-state relations in contemporary Indian politics. Critically examine the center-state relationship in India. Discuss the changing nature of federalism in India. What are the reasons for the persistence of interstate water disputes? Elaborate. Examine the factors for the persistence of interstate water disputes. Analyze the impact of Dalit assertion on politics and society in India. Examine the impact of assertion of Dalit politics in India. Describe different forms of Dalit assertion since the 1980s. Examine the impact of land reforms on agrarian transformation in India. Briefly describe the policies introduced by the state that have contributed to agrarian transformation in India. Examine the factors contributing to the breakdown of the Congress system. Examine the development leading to fragmentation of state party systems in India. Examine the major changes in the party systems in the states since the late 1960s. Examine the pattern of communal politics in contemporary India. What is communal politics? Discuss the relationship between communal politics and economic development in India. Write an essay on the pattern of communal politics in contemporary India. Examine the response of the nationalists to religious diversity and communalism. The concept of development assumes different meanings to different people in varying contexts. Explain. Development means different things to different people. Comment. Development and freedom find new meanings in Amartya Kumar Sen's formulation. Explain. Discuss different determinative factors of election behavior in India. Although a number of electoral reforms have been introduced since the 1970s, much remains to be done. Discuss. Examine the role of states in industrialization in the post reform period. What are the models of industrialization in Indian states? Elaborate. Discuss the pattern of industrialism in India. Account for the diverse response of the states to industrialization and economic reforms. Critically examine the factors responsible for the growth of the multi-party system in India. Discuss the development of multi-party system in India. Explain the characteristics and patterns of protest movements in India with suitable examples. Comment on the nature and pattern of protest movements in India. Examine the factors responsible for regional disparities in India. Explain how regional imbalances are a challenge to existing social order. Examine the factors contributing to the assertion of backward castes in India. Describe the features of politics of linguistic minorities in Indian states. Comment on the nature and features of the politics of linguistic minorities in India. Examine the pattern of politics of ethnic minorities in India. Write a note on ethnic minorities in the country. Briefly explain the evolution of a state in independent India. What were the Dominant features of state politics in India during the first 2 decades after independence. Discuss the state autonomy movements in India. State politics has emerged as an autonomous activity from being a subsidiary of the national politics. Explain highlighting the major factors contributing to the development. Examine the reasons for the rise of demands for statehood in independent India. Analyze the politics of demands for creation of new states in Indian Union. Discuss the role of castes in state politics in India. Examine the characteristics of Chhattisgarh Mukti Morcha CMM. Discuss the relationship between land reforms and agrarian transformation. Write short notes on the following: social capital framework, cooperative societies, constitutional mechanisms for resolving interstate disputes, regional disparities in human development, sustainable development, constitutional amendments which shaped union state relations in India, constitutional mechanisms for resolution of interstate disputes, cooperative movements in India, ceiling on land holdings, globalization and India, land reforms in India, autonomy movements, election commission, constitutional mechanisms for resolution of interstate conflicts, constitutional amendment affecting union state relations in India, characteristics of protest movements in India, electoral malpractices in India. Response of the states to economic reforms. Industrial Policy Resolution of 1956. Impact of privatization on the working class. भूदान मूवमेंट। वीडियो अगर पसंद आई हो तो इसे लाइक और शेयर करें। ऐसे ही और अपडेट्स के लिए चैनल को प्लीज़ सब्सक्राइब करें। थैंक यू।